'cause I do it all with a passion, passion, passion.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time joining, hey, I'm Hey Tiana, and on my channel I make sit-down videos, vlogs, and general lifestyle content on what it's like living in South Africa, Eswatini, and the US. Today I am sitting down with you to let you know whether or not South Africa is safe. It's an important question that I get often from family and friends when they want to come and visit me, as well as from my students. I teach a lot of international adults English, and they love to travel, and they also always want to know whether or not South Africa is safe and whether or not they should visit. So right off the bat, I want to tell you, yes, South Africa is a safe place to be. But, yes, but it depends on a couple of things. The first thing is where you're from. And the second thing is where you're going to be in South Africa. If you're wondering why I'm saying it depends on where you're from, that's because we all measure safety differently, right? For example, I'm from Philly in the US, and you've seen the stories of what's going on in the US. There's a lot of gun violence, right? That's a big problem, even in my hometown, Philadelphia. Unfortunately, I've seen someone shot right in front of me. I've lost a lot of friends to gun violence. Every time I turn on the news, I can't help but notice whether you're at a church, a school, the mall, football games, gun violence happens anytime, anywhere. So for me personally, safety is being in a place where I don't have to worry about gun violence breaking out at any point. However, I have, for example, students in Japan who will tell me about how safe it is there in Japan. A student once shared with me that when he's at Starbucks, he can get up from his table, leave his bag, his laptop, his phone, all of his personal belongings, leave them at the table where he's been, and go to the bathroom. Or if he sees someone outside that he knows, a friend walking by, he can go out, chat for or however long, and come back. And he expects his things to still be there. And in Japan, that is the case. However, I quickly had to explain to him, well, in South Africa, I don't recommend that you do that. He may not think that South Africa is that safe because the freedom that he's used to in Japan is not experienced in South Africa, right? So again, it depends on where you're from. For me, the odds of having to see gun violence randomly is significantly lower in South Africa, right? But for my student, the odds of his belongings being stolen, his laptop, his bag, his phone, from leaving it at the table while he goes to the bathroom is all the way up, all the way up. I love doing culture shock videos on differences I notice between South Africa and the US. And another one I realized regarding safety is just the way people live in their homes and communities. So in the US, there's street access to a lot of homes and apartment buildings, right? That means Jehovah's Witnesses can come knocking on your door. Real estate agents can come knocking on your door. People selling things can come knocking on your door because there's street access, right? Your friends can pop up and surprise you, right, whenever they choose. But when you come to South Africa, you will quickly realize that there's really not that much street access to people's homes and apartments. There's a lot of really high walls and fences. At the top of some walls and fences, you may see this like electrical circle things that are for shocking people or injuring people. Really, the only time you see something like that in the US is for high profile people, celebrities, famous people, but in general, the public doesn't live like that. It doesn't bother me that, there's security and fences to protect your homes and your apartments. In fact, it'll make me feel like, I'm a little celebrity to live like I don't know, Beyonce or something. One day when I'm speaking to a student from China who's asking me, is it safe? I'm like, yeah, it's totally safe. You know, I live in a secured apartment complex. We have security guarding the gate there. No one can just pop up and visit me. All my guests get an access code. Within my community, we have a pool, a gym, game rooms, and it's really nice. He was not impressed, okay? He was like, that sounds like a fancy prison. Why do you have to be barricaded in to your home for you to be safe? Right, so for him, someone who comes from China, he is not impressed by these features of living, right? He wouldn't consider it safe having to live like that, right? Again, it depends on where you're from and how you view some of these measures you have to take, right? And I think there's safety measures you have to take no matter where you are. They just vary depending on where you are. So in general, whether I'm speaking to my students or I'm speaking to a friend or family member asking me about safety in South Africa, I always bring up how important it is to be street smart. There's a couple of tips I always give people. The first one being, don't stay out really late at night. I'm talking about after midnight, like 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, because the later it gets in the night, the more prone you are to experiencing some unsafe conditions. That's when the sketchy things happen. And especially for women, don't stay out late, don't travel by yourself. Also say don't go to the wrong places, which may be hard to figure out if you're a first-time visitor or you don't have a local or hired someone to help you get around. But again, use your street smarts. Like if it looks like an unsafe area, if you see sketchy people, then you shouldn't just chill there, right? Move to a better looking place. My third tip is don't be flashy. Another culture difference, in the US, you will see people wearing diamonds and jewelry, and it could be real or sometimes it's not real, but people like to look the part. You'll see people in fancy cars, and for the most part, that doesn't affect your safety. It's fine. But unfortunately, in South Africa, it's different. There definitely are circumstances where if you're wearing diamonds, you're looking flashy, you open yourself up to a high probability of someone seeing that and robbing you. When it comes to Rolexes, right, you can't just wear a Rolex freely here. There is an entire gang called the Rolex gang that is dedicated to locating people with Rolexes and robbing them. Unfortunately, this even happened to one of my uncles here in South Africa, and you know, he's a big watch collector, enthusiast, and after experiencing that, he's like, I just have to keep my watches in the house. You know, so again, just blend in, no need to be flashy. Even if you have certain cars like GTI, very popular here in South Africa. I don't like them. I don't see what the attraction is. It's so ugly, but they're really popular, in demand, and there are people who are dedicated to just stealing this specific car. So if you have one and you're just driving around willy-nilly, higher probability of that happening to you. Just blend in, no need to be flashy unless you want to hire security and be escorted everywhere. So if you can just follow those tips, follow those rules, you'll be fine. You'll have a great time. I always tell my friends, family, students, coming to South Africa will be one of the best experiences, best trips that you will have. I guarantee that. As far as my own experiences, okay, let's get into it. So I haven't experienced any major crimes, robberies, attacks, or any crazy stories you may have seen, but I've experienced a high level of petty crimes. You know, in 5 years, I've had my phone stolen 3 times. 5 years, 3 times. I think that is astronomical. And I was being really safe, right? I'm giving you these tips. I know how to stay safe, watch my surroundings, and even still, 3 times. So the first time I was at work, working in real estate at this time. We were building a complex, an apartment complex, and I was in the container. I would give presentations on what we're selling, how it's gonna look like, and people can put in offers. I had 3 families come in at once. I give my presentation. By the time they all leave, I look at my desk, phone is gone. These are R1,000,000 up to 3,000,000 rand homes, and I wasn't expecting that, that potential clients in that price range are gonna steal my phone. Second time, it was actually a family member, maybe my family member, maybe my husband's. I'm not gonna disclose that. And yeah, by the time they finished visiting, my phone, gone. And again, I didn't notice until, later. This was like a second phone of mine, not my main phone. Third time was after COVID. It was kind of our first time going out in a long time, and AKA was performing after having his hiatus. So it was just a very fun, very lit night, and I knew to keep my phone in my purse. I wanted to get just a couple videos of AKA just to prove I was there, right? And I got my videos. My husband said he had to go to the bathroom really quick. He'll be back. I wanted to get a little video of me and him. So I just put my phone on the table, and then I was gonna put it away once I got my content with hubby. Not too long after he went away, these guys came. They're like, oh, can we have your cups? Can we get this? Can we get that? It was just a distraction to steal my phone. My phone was gone, and I did not realize it until we were in the car going home. So when it comes to petty crime, it is very, very rampant. People will take your phone, take your bag, take any kind of, small valuable, and it's not gonna be a stick up or, anything violent. It's just very crafty, ninja type of stealing your things, and you won't notice till later. The reason why this doesn't bother me is this can happen anywhere. Even in the US, I've had my phone stolen just once, right? Yeah, just once. But nonetheless, it was stolen, right? So again, it wouldn't be something that stops me from recommending that you visit or that you move here. It is safe, and you have the power to kind of control how safe you will be based on your own actions. So as long as you can be street smart, be aware of your surroundings, keep your personal belongings close to you, come on down to Mzansi for sure. There is the best weather, best food, best activities, and it again will be one of the best trips you can take. So I hope that I've been able to give you some really good insight on whether or not South Africa is safe. There's a lot of people from South Africa who watch my videos and follow me. I have to throw it out there that I am specifically talking about Johannesburg area. A bit of what I say does apply to Cape Town. I lived in Cape Town for 3 months, and I go in and out of Mafeking in Pretoria visiting family. But in general, I'm talking about Joburg, okay? I cannot speak for safety in the whole country because I just don't have that much experience, okay? So I love when we meet in the comments and you guys share your own experiences or your opinions. That's definitely gonna help people that pass by my channel. So I'll see y'all in the comments, but don't come for me too hard. And I'll see you in the next video. Big love. So if you've been keeping up with my vlogs, you'll know that I was pregnant and came to the US to give birth and everything like that. And yeah, as you can see, my baby's here. Filming has got really complicated, But I'm really enjoying this time, and I want to start making more videos showing what it's been like being a new mom and making this transition. So yeah, I have one more video, a sit down video talking about life in South Africa. Then after that, I want to switch things up and incorporate more of my reality being a new mom. I hope you guys will stick around for that journey, and I definitely can't wait to take my baby to South Africa, to Africa in general. Anyway, see you then.
'Cause I do it all with a passion, passion.